Good morning, guys. I hope we are all doing well. Maybe even good evening, good afternoon, whenever you may be watching this. Now, this is going to be the biggest and most anticipated video on YouTube right now. I'm only joking, it's absolutely not going to be that. It's going to be far from that. However, this is going to be the kind of reflection video. This is going to be the video of me going over how I feel. This is going to be the video of me going over what happened at the weekend, how things happened, what went down, where I placed. You guys know where I placed. How things have been since the weekend, what's next potentially. We're just going to kind of go over everything. So of course, this is going to more so be based around how I'm feeling over anything else. And that's been one of the biggest things that I've had a lot of people ask me how I'm feeling. Like how do I feel? Because I've came off of quite a lot of success. And I've came quite a lot of first places. I've been runner-up multiple times. I've lost multiple times, and of course that's driven me on to want to very much become that top spot. And of course in 2020, everybody will remember what happened in 2020. I was able to achieve my professional status out of the junior division. I was able to become junior British champion. I was able to become overall BNBF British champion. It was a very successful year. I was able to take a lot from that year. Now, of course, moving from there on in, quite a lot of people did see my prep this year. I documented as much as possible. I documented quite a lot on Instagram as well. And of course, that would allow people to really get an insight into seeing how things are. And you know how it is. A lot of people will be like, first of all, I very much appreciate the sport. The sport is literally like second to none in terms of, I could never express how much I appreciate the sport. However, you do get a lot of people, of course, over the social media side of things, and to be fair, unfortunately, a lot of people do actually buy into it, but you've got to be very strong-minded in terms of not allowing that to kind of take over. Now, of course, you'll get a lot of people being like, yeah, you're going to win, you're going to do this, go and get first place, you deserve nothing but first place, you're going to take top spot, nobody can beat you, etc, etc, etc. And then, of course, you don't take that top spot, and everybody knows that the last time you competed, you won, and the immediate response from that is, how do you feel? How do I feel? And right now, I'm going to be honest, I feel on top of the world. I genuinely feel incredible. I feel fantastic. I feel brilliant. I'm 3 days post-show now, and we're doing this reflection video. I feel amazing. I genuinely feel so good. But I'm not going to cover everything right now. I'm literally just back in from my morning walk, my pre-oats walk. I've got my bowl here ready for my oats, and I'm starving. I've literally boxed off block number 1 of my work, 11 out of 11 check-ins done and dusted. I've got block number 2, I've got back to train today. We're also going to the Metro Centre tonight. We're potentially going to get some nice food, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on here, quickly intro this. I'm going to get some oats into me, then we'll sit down, we'll have a chat, we'll go over how I feel, and of course, we'll go over how the show went on the weekend and how things are looking right now. But apart from that, guys, I hope, of course, you can enjoy this one. It might be a little bit different because it's more so just a sit-down video. However, we're going to go over everything. So, of course, like I say, don't forget to drop the video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're still on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Turn on that little bell, turn on post notifications, drop loads of comments down below. Again, what you guys would like to see on this channel. What do you want me to bring towards you? More value, more entertainment, more training, anything at all. And, of course, let's just get on with this video. What is going on, guys? I hope we're all doing well. Now, like I've said to you, we are going to cover how I'm feeling post-show. This is going to be a pretty much not so entertaining video, and purely just down to the fact that, of course, we're not really doing that much today apart from just doing a sit down and pretty much being open, being honest, and going over how I genuinely feel post-show. We're a few days post-show now. It is Wednesday, the 5th of October. The show was on the 2nd, and yeah, I just kind of want to dive a little bit deeper into how I'm feeling, because it's been a question that I've been asked so much post-show, and I think there's a lot of people that's expecting me to turn around and be like gutted and be like, oh, I came fourth, oh, I'm pissed off, I'm this, I'm that, I'm really disheartened that I came fourth, I'm really sad, I only train for first place. I think there's a lot of people that's expecting me to maybe have that attitude, and to be fair, that's totally normal. Like I wouldn't knock anybody for expecting me to have that kind of attitude, because on the social media side of things, that's very much the way that things are kind of perceived and looked at. If you don't place first at a show, you should be feeling disheartened, you should be sad, you should be gutted, you should be raging, you should be going on as if you aren't ever outworked, you aren't ever in a position to not go for first place, etc., which is totally normal. Like, we're competitive bodybuilders, we do always want to win, we do always want to come first, we do always want to do our very best at the end of the day, and that is simply something that I couldn't have done any more than. I couldn't have done any more than my very best. I couldn't done any more than what I'd done. And for the full 32 weeks that I dieted for, from the start of March till October the 2nd, towards the DFAC Grand Prix, I left not a single thing on the table, from training to nutrition to nailing all the smaller variables outside of the gym. And I think that's probably what I will admit hurts the most. Because you know you've gave absolutely everything, and you know that you've literally not left a single thing on the table from the start of the year to essentially the end of the year. I mean, 32 weeks all in, I believe, is something maybe down the lines of around 7 months or something, maybe even 8 months. That's probably what kind of gets to you the most. However, knowing that I never left a single thing on the table satisfies my fourth placing over anything else. It satisfies my head, my mindset, and everything towards that. Now, I was on stage against the very best in the planet. I was on stage with arguably the two very best natural bodybuilders on the planet and in the world today. And I don't even care what anybody says, because that is a fact. And that, to me, securing a top 4 placing against the likes of these guys is incredible, because they've been there, they've been at my position where they've had their failures, they've had their fourth placings, they've had their no placings, and they're literally the pinnacle of natural bodybuilding. They're at that top elite level now where that's what natural bodybuilding's at, that's what the pinnacle of natural bodybuilding's at, and it very much goes to show that natural bodybuilding's still alive. But I do have to take on board that I have just not long turned 24 years old. I'm only as my physique is only as mature as my age, and that is definitely something that you have to take on board, because I know that there's a lot of people that won't really understand that too much, but you have to take on board that because we don't have anything else that we can utilise to get that hard grainy look and that hard detailed conditioned crazy grainy look at such a young age, we are only as mature as what our age is. So realistically, at the end of the day, my physique is only 24 years old. It's only got 24 years worth of maturity. I've only been training for 8 years. I've only been competitively bodybuilding for upwards of 4.5, 5 years now. So that is nowhere near enough time to be holding the same amount of grainy, condition, hard look that these guys who are 35 plus, 40 years old, it's delusional to think that I should be able to actually look like that at 24 years old. And because I jumped out of the junior division into the professional leagues, there's no category for juniors within a professional league, and I essentially made my debut right out of the junior division, which I gave myself a year off. I put as much as I could into my 2021 off season. Now, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and when I mean a lot of downs in my 2021 off season, I seriously mean there was a lot of downs. Like, I was even at the point where I was in the worst position of my life in terms of my mental health, depression. There was just so much going on, and I've never been open and honest about it, and right now is not going to be the video that I'm going to be open and honest about it. We'll do a story video where we'll go over absolutely everything, but a lot of stuff happened. And was it the most optimal off season on the planet? Probably not. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you guys. However, it was a productive off season. I'd done what I could. I'd done as much as I could at the time, and I was able to bring the best package that I've ever been able to bring to a natural bodybuilding stage, and to me that was more than enough. And going into a contest prep this year, knowing that I was going to have to diet for 32 weeks up until that first show was pretty, like, it was pretty overwhelming at the start, because I was like, right, I'm definitely going to be able to do this. But then I went through the couple of nights where I was like, fuck, like, I'm going to have to diet for 32 weeks. Like, how am I going to do this with no off-plan meals? How am I going to do this with no variety in my diet? How am I going to do this? But immediately them sort of kind of, not self-doubts, but them sort of questions that I was asking myself in my head, they left, and I was head on. I flicked the switch, and training was so good, and I've never trained like that throughout a contest prep in my life. I was training out of Ultraflex, as you guys know, obviously, and that has genuinely changed absolutely everything for me. Being in the environment that I'm being in now, being surrounded by the people who I'm surrounded by, and don't get me wrong, it's a small circle, however that circle is so strong. Having you guys here as support, like my support network's been phenomenal, and the small group of people that I've even got throughout social media, in which again I could probably count on one hand the amount of people that I've got who again are within that kind of support network bubble, it's genuinely incredible, and it's something that I cannot beat myself up about. Since the weekend, I've literally not dwelled on that 4th place and that 4th place, and I've not dwelled on it. I've not let it dictate how I feel. I've not bitched about it. There's no reason in why I should have to do that. I'm literally just in a position where I got beat by my age, and that's simply it. Like it's literally just what you can classify as, because I never came first, it's essentially a failure, and it's a failure that's going to be added to many failures that I am going to go throughout my life. And that is literally just it. Like, I'm not going to sit and ramble on here for too long, because I don't want you guys to be sitting waiting all night on this video that's going to just be about how I feel after 31 weeks worth of diet, and how I feel after placing 4th on my professional debut at 24 years old, how I feel about how things went on the weekend in general. I mean, I completed everything I did. I got sent through all the protocols that I had to do, and I done the do. I done everything I had to do, and I done everything I could. I trained as hard as I could. I trained as heavy as I could, as intense as I could, as perfect as I could in terms of execution, and that's what happened. That's where we landed. And am I sad about it? Absolutely not. Am I head on towards moving into potentially either the World Finals or my off season? Yes, absolutely, and that is where we're at right now, and I genuinely could not be in a better headspace. I could not be surrounded by better people, and for the people who want to keep asking me how I'm feeling, I'll happily be honest and tell you how I'm feeling, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I'm not going to sit here and cry. I'm not going to sit here and say I only work for 1st place. Again, at the end of the day, we're all competitive bodybuilders. We all want to place 1st, but we're not always going to be able to place 1st. We need to always take that on board, and just remember that regardless where we place, on show day, the placings are out of your control. The placings are in the judges' control, and on this day, 3 better guys beat me, and that is what it is. And trust me when I say this, top 3 was fucking phenomenal. The whole lineup in terms of the pro division this year was incredible, and it was a lineup that is realistically never going to happen again. And just that opportunity that I got to be able to stand on stage with the likes of Dave, Nate, Ben, Opio, Davey, I mean, it was an incredible lineup, and I really couldn't be more grateful for that. And again, like I said, guys, all of the support that I've received throughout this preparation phase, throughout YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all my support has been phenomenal, and I'll never be able to be in a position where I can express how much I appreciate it. So of course, thank you so much for that. But I'm feeling good. We picked up this beautiful embroidered Pro Grand Prix 2022 DFAC Pro Division medal. Of course, it says Pro Grand Prix 2022, 4th on the back. Again, that'll be another medal to add to the collection of my other DFAC Pro Grand Prix medal, and which is absolutely fantastic, because you don't just receive this for nothing. And again, we've got to take on board, guys, that with obviously me coming out of the amateur division into professional leagues, the BNBF and DFAC only give out 1 pro card per year. That's how hard it is. You've got to win the overall of the British finals or the world finals to receive your pro card, and they don't give them out lightly. They give out 1 per year, and that's what you've got to take on board, that you literally have to earn that. And I stepped out of the junior division, the amateur division, into professional leagues, and we made the pro debut in 2022 at 24 years old, and that is exactly what happened. So I'm not going to waffle on any longer, guys. That is me done for this one. I feel as if I could be open and honest. I feel as if this was the right moment for me to get the camera out and just speak. And of course, if anybody's got any other questions, anybody would like to know anything more about prep, or what went down, or how we done anything, again, don't hesitate to drop a comment down below. But of course, I hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to drop the video a like as well for me, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next video.